What's up, Rooted Collective? Welcome back to Awakened and Rooted, where the veil is thin, the vibes are deep, and the stories will make you question everything. So if you are into the mystical or the metaphysical or the downright unexplainable, you are in the right place. So let's get started.
I'm a self initiated spiritual practitioner. And so, what that means is that sometimes my magic looks a little bit like hoodoo, sometimes it looks like witchcraft, sometimes it just looks like folk magic, and other times it looks like Catholicism. Because all of that makes up who I am as a person. And so, by default, all of that finds its way into my practice, to my craft, and into my magic. And in my practice, I am not initiated into any traditional religions. And as such, I don't have any formal structure with how I go about living and walking my path, because it is truly intuitively guided and led by my higher self, my ancestors, and my God. I spent many of my years as a practicing Christian, and a large part of being a Christian was spent in Catholicism more specifically. But for me, structured religion does not work. And so being a part of a structured, traditional, non-traditional Christian religion would also not work. So my path is very intuitive and it's very organic and it works for me. That might not work for a lot of people. But for those of you who are out there and you're deconstructing from religion and you are looking for what path it is that you're being guided to, I want to just leave this with you and encourage you to learn how to trust yourself, learn how to deepen your intuition so that you can hear from your higher self, from God, and build a relationship with your ancestors so that you can also learn to hear from them. They will guide you and they will help take you to the path and down the path that you're supposed to walk as a part of your lineage. A self-initiated path might not be for everyone, but it is absolutely the best path for me. And it is one of the most powerful practices that I've ever had in my life. So if you're new to my page and you're curious about how to walk a self-initiated path, I have lots of content on here already, but just give me a follow and we'll continue to have these types of conversations about what it looks like and how it feels to live a self-initiated spiritual path.
And that is the perfect video to start this whole series of videos that we're going to be looking at today, because a lot of people will tell you how you are supposed to live your spiritual life, which everybody is individual and everybody has their own path. So this was perfect.
You're not imagining things. Yes, these things are really happening. You are seeing these things. You are not paranoid in any way. The veil is thin, especially for people who have been doing the work. Your gifts that you already have, now you're starting to physically see the signs because you're starting to believe and trust in yourself and your intuition and your divinity and the gifts that you've already had, as well as being gifted with additional ones as well, because now you're opening your third eye. And the reality is, I stopped that at 33 because I wanted to make sure the video was saving. And literally 333, some of you guys could be seeing 333. I want you to understand that that flicker of light that you see, okay, the scratches on your nose, the scratches on your crown, that flutter you feel in your stomach, on your solar plexus, that is literally telling you, yes, confirmation, literally. So trust what you're feeling. The synchronicities, the repeated numbers, pay attention. And a lot of the times people just think like angel numbers and things like that are literally just repeated numbers. No. If you even have a thought in that moment where you question something, look at the time and look it up. Your spiritual team, Most High, your ancestors are literally working with you at this time. And the more that you open your eyes and say, listen, I don't believe in coincidences, because nothing is a coincidence. It can even be as subtle as, maybe your kids are saying something that they had no knowledge of, that's in relation to something that you've seen as a confirmation. And you're like, yeah, the veil is always thinner for children. So those animals you keep seeing that same cat, you keep seeing cats in general, that bird you keep seeing, listen, that squirrel that's in your yard, them birds chirping, them flies trying to monitor you, okay? Flies is monitoring spirits. Pay attention. A lot of things are, especially as you continue to dive deeper, it's like a whole new world, and you're tapping into that. But this is what you've already been gifted. You had the gift of sight. It was more so taking those rose-colored glasses off and say, wait, I can see. And remember, your solitude may make people feel uncomfortable, but that's okay, because you're in alignment. You're in alignment and you're focused on what you want to do, right? And where you're going in terms of your path. This is where you're being divinely guided. So you have to be locked in. And a lot of the times when people do not understand that solitude by choice does not mean loneliness, it means that you are locked in. You're choosing peace over chaos or over, multiple energies. And a lot of you may even resonate with being chosen ones. So you may have got the flutter confirmation. I have a lot of chosen ones that be watching these videos. So if you know that you literally are one, a lot of the times, baby, you never felt like you fit in anywhere because you weren't supposed to. Your weirdness was never weirdness. It was your ability to see through the veil. And a lot of the times, your gifts will not be celebrated if they trigger people's wounds or things that they're repressing, right? You being able to be a seer and seeing through things can be very intimidating to people that live in illusions. And this is why a lot of chosen ones tend to go through so many things, or they're just like, why do I have this battle, or whatever the case may be. Listen, lock in. And I also still have my guide up there, the Chosen One Survival Guide, Divinely Guided. It is on my link in my bio, and this is my only page as well. So if you want to go ahead and check that out, you can click the link in my bio. But aside from that, I need you to realize, please, this is my only page. I will never DM you for any readings or anything like that. I do not believe in those things. We don't chase alignment. We let it flow. So if you ever receive a DM, it's not from me. If you want to book a reading with me, you click the link in my bio. Aside from that, please watch out for fraudulent accounts because, again, a distraction.
So how many of you all have been seeing like synchronicities lately? Like angel numbers lately? Like my favorite number to see is 444. How many of you have been, I don't know if it's like deja vu or just things that just seem so coincidental. Let me know in the comments how many of you all have been seeing those types of things.
Chosen ones aren't chosen by God. They choose themselves. A chosen one is an angel or a demigod who incarnates into a human body on earth with a specific purpose. Most souls come here with no idea what this place really is and just accept whatever they're told. But an incarnated angel, a chosen one, is fully aware of what's happening on earth. They know souls are being trapped in a cycle of reincarnation. Souls live a life, their body dies, and they're born again with no memory of their past lives. Some souls have forgotten so much they actually believe they're just their body, instead of knowing they're a conscious soul living in a body. A chosen one already escaped the reincarnation cycle and ascended, but they use their free will to come back, to help other souls wake up and ascend too. Chosen ones choose themselves. The main sign of a chosen one is they don't eat other beings, and they teach others not to. Eating other beings is the number one thing that lowers a soul's vibration and blocks the ability to ascend. Their purpose is to help souls ascend. They come back to Earth by choice. If they go through life and forget who they are, start believing they're only their body, and get caught up in all the distractions society puts out to people from realizing their true nature, They can lose themselves and get stuck in the reincarnation cycle too. That's why it's necessary for them to wake up in this lifetime, remember who they are, and help others remember too. The key to waking up is unlearning the lies and finding the truth. Lies weigh down your soul. If you fall for them, you become a fallen angel. Eve was told not to eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, but in Genesis 1:29, the Creator said the trees and fruit were put here for us to eat. There's real knowledge and truth in fruit. Use the fruit. It raises your vibration and brightens your aura. The sun radiates truth and knowledge too. It raises your vibration, expands your aura, and shifts your consciousness. Use the sun. Follow this page, like, and save this video so it stays in your algorithm. You're going to learn a lot from the content we post.
So why y'all didn't tell me that there's a second spiritual awakening? I'll wait. Like, I don't even really understand what just happened to me over the past couple of days, because I had a spiritual awakening a year plus ago. But it's like, it wasn't clocking. It wasn't clocking to me yet that God was standing on business. So I went on a fast. I went on a 7-day fast. And then I had another spiritual awakening. And that wasn't my first 7-day fast, but that's neither here nor there. And then God told me to go on another fast. Just to keep fasting. Y'all, the energy is really high right now, and I need you guys to recognize if you're going through anything negative right now, it's all a distortion and it's all an illusion. It's God, it's source trying to point you back to the answer, which is you. Okay? Anytime that you're hemorrhaging your energy out and casting it out to something else outside of yourself and expecting it to save you, you're going to manifest situations that make you suffer. The end of suffering is when you realize it's all you. It's all you. The good, the bad, the ugly, it's all you. You created it all. And you can do whatever you want. Because it's all you. That is it. That is all.
That was it, and that was all.
A family bought their dream home, but before moving in, they received an anonymous letter. You ever hear about that family over in Westfield who bought that big house on Boulevard? Oh, it was perfect. 6 bedrooms, wraparound porch, big old oak tree swaying out front. The kind of house you pass and think, now that's a home. They called it their dream. The kids were already picking bedrooms before the ink on the mortgage even dried. Then the first letter came. No return address, neat, almost old-fashioned handwriting, like something out of a different century. I have been put in charge of watching you. My grandfather watched the house in the 1920s. My father in the 1960s. Do you know the history of the house? Why are you here? They thought it was some prank. Maybe a nosy neighbor with too much time on their hands. But then came another letter, and another. Each one worse than the last. The watcher, as they signed it, started mentioning their kids' names they never said to anyone in the neighborhood. They described where the children liked to play, how the windows were perfect for watching, asked if they found what was in the walls yet. It wasn't just the words, it was the way the letters felt, like whoever wrote them wasn't just watching from outside, like they've been inside. Family went to the police, cameras went up, neighbors were questioned, but no one was caught, and the letters kept coming. They never moved in. The dream home turned into something out of a nightmare, and they sold it at a loss. Now folks around there say the house still has a guardian, not the friendly kind, a kind that never sleeps and never stops watching.
I remember seeing that movie. I don't know if it was on Netflix or Hulu, but whatever. I think it was called The Watcher. I remember seeing this movie. It was so creepy.
Okay, now y'all know I'm just here to make you think. So if you don't want to think, go ahead and scroll now. See how I'm giving fair warning? My first question is, if Jesus was nailed to the cross and crucified on it, what would make people think that he wants them walking around wearing a chain with that cross on it? That's the equivalent to like one of my loved ones getting shot, and I get the bullet and I frame it and put it on a chain and wear it. You see how that make no sense? Now ask yourselves who came up with that and why. My next question is, why when I was going to church, they had us doing communion where we're drinking the blood of Jesus and eating his flesh? So again, I ask you, who would come up with that and why? Somebody came in my comments talking about, you don't genuinely want to know the answers to these questions. Yes, I do. That's exactly why I researched them myself. What I'm doing is getting people to think. This is why I have a deep thought channel, because I dive into so many different things. But the more you dive in, the more you realize that everything is connected. We have been going along with the programming for way too long. And notice I say we because I am not separate from y'all. Y'all get in the comments and let me know some other things that we've been going along with that does not make any sense. It should be quite interesting because there's a whole lot to cover. Peace, love, and light, and gratitude for watching.
That really, really is something that I have questions. Man, some of those things that he was doing, I cannot do. You see the way he jumped on that tree? And you see that third eye pressure thing that he did? That thing looked like he was going to break his neck.
You are naturally a chaotic being. That's why so many of you are full of anger, or what they try to call anger. That's not anger, that's chaos. Being emitted because your Kundalini energy is rising. The second sun is already here. They're hiding it behind the sky, cloaking the skies. Many ships around you in the skies. Right now, they're cloaking the skies. War is going on in the sky around the planet. We have the whole planet surrounded. They're not going to tell you that on the news. We got the whole planet surrounded right now, and they're not going to tell you that on the news. But if you pay attention, you'll notice an increase in UFO sightings, if you want to call them that. If you want to call us that. If you wish to call us that. The whole entire planet is moving through a gateway right now as we speak. That's why so many people is what you want to call, quote unquote, waking up. Because the Kundalini energy is rising.
The question in my head is that, and it kind of has something to do with the video because it looks a little AI-ish. Somebody, if you have seen this video before, please let me know. Is this a real Rashad Jamal video or is it AI?
Grandma's dating again, but something's off. He never eats, hates sunlight, and her house smells like wet grave dirt now. The family starts spying on him and uncovers a centuries-old romance. You ever notice how old folks start acting brand new when they find a new flame? That was Grandma Mavis when she met Charles. Now, Grandma hadn't dated anybody since 1987 when her husband Pops passed in his recliner watching Wheel of Fortune. She was the type to say, "All I need now is Jesus and Judge Judy." But then Charles came around. Tall, silver-haired, always wearing black slacks and them shiny leather shoes. The kind that don't scuff no matter how much you walk in them. She met him at bingo night at the community center. Said he walked her to her car and kissed her hand like it was 1924. Next thing we know, he's spending every evening at her house, but only after dark. Now here's where we started noticing things. Grandma's house started smelling like wet dirt and roses, but not the good kind. Smelled like something had just clawed its way out of a grave. Charles never ate, not a cracker, not a sip of sweet tea. Said he had special dietary restrictions. And when sunlight came through the curtains, he'd flinch like a cat dropped in a bathtub. We brushed it off until little LaShawn, my cousin's kid, whispered, Grandma's boyfriend was floating in the hallway last night, so we started spying. I parked down the road with binoculars and a ham sandwich watching through the blinds like it was a crime show. And I swear to you, at exactly 2:13 a.m., Charles came out the back door and just stood in the yard looking at the moon, not moving, not even blinking. Next day, my sister searched his name in some old genealogy site and found the black and white wedding photo from 1912. Same face, same widow's peak, same dang eyes. We confronted Grandma, told her everything. She sipped her tea, real calm, and said, "Of course I know. I've known since the third date." We all stared at her like she lost her mind. She just smiled like a woman who's already made peace with the devil. He's been finding me every lifetime, since I was his wife in 1763. He comes back every few decades. And you know what? I'm tired of being alone. We tried to stop her, pleaded, cried, even brought the pastor over to lay hands on her door. But the next week, her house was empty. No note, no voicemail, nothing. 3 months later, we got a postcard from New Orleans. No return address. All it said was, "I remember now. The blood, the vow, the fire. We're together again, and it's beautiful. Love, M."
Wow. He came back and he took her back with him. Oh, wow.
You ever notice how a lot of people who try out spirituality, a lot of them have the same story was, oh, I started to feel negative all the time. I started to hear and see demons all the time. So I went back to religion and my life went back to normal. You ever notice how a lot of them have that same story? Let me break this down to you real quick. You was seeing and hearing all this negative stuff when you went spiritual because you was doing it to yourself. You went into spirituality with no full understanding of it yet. You thought this shit was gonna be hunky-dory, just meditation and crystals all the time. But when you realized that's not what it was, you ran back to religion. Because when it comes to spirituality, you're in it on your own. You come to this understanding in spirituality that you are the devil and God. You are your angel and your demon. You're everything. Every time you experiencing positive shit, you're doing it to yourself. Every time you experience negative shit, you're doing it to yourself. And a lot of people will just hop into spirituality without that understanding. And that shit will cause you to go insane. That shit will cause you to see and experience a bunch of negative shit. And because you were previously religious, you're now thinking it's the devil getting to you. It's demons getting to you. That you're convincing yourself of that. No one is doing anything to you but you. They'll say they went back to religion and oh, it was the best decision I ever made. Jesus saved my life. No, the f didn't. You just now have that security blanket again of not having to take accountability for yourself and your own actions and your own past trauma and your own dark side. Spirituality is for strong-minded people. It's not for the weak.
Okay. Agreed.
You have to watch how you treat animals. Because you don't know exactly if that's a regular animal here on the planet, which each animal has its own guardians and protection. Because that animal is still a spirit and soul. Or you don't know if that's an actual divine being coming to you, posing as an animal. You think that's a dog? Somebody try to harm you, that motherfucker shapeshift on your ass right now too in the energy we in, because we in quantum energies. It's over with. We're not in that age no more. All is being revealed. And then you have Lyrans, the Nomos, the Nagas, all these extraterrestrial races that love you divinely. So they protect you and fight with you too. This is why they want you. This is the true reason why they don't want you communicating with the dolphins in the wild. And not just the dolphins, they don't want you communicating with no wildlife because they understand the connection and how much cosmic forces you have behind you.
This white people. All right, y'all.
Wow. That, I mean, ooh, dark night of the soul and ego death. That sounds like a lot to go through. And do some people not survive that?
Baby, we painting on this ceiling Hank blue to keep spirits from crossing that threshold. Old Gullah say it tricks them thinking it's water, and in hoodoo, water blocks the dead. This ain't no regular blue.
I've heard about that Haint Blue paint, and I think they have a lot of houses, more so down in the South, that have their front porches, like the ceilings of their front porches painted with that Haint Blue paint.
Potatoes weren't just food, they were medicine. Sliced raw, skin still on, they cooled burns and eased the ache of arthritis. Grated, they pulled heat from the skin, calmed inflammation, and soothed joints stiff from rheumatism. Even eaten, they detoxified the body, fighting swelling from the inside out. In the old days, a potato wasn't just dinner, it was healing in your hand.
That is something that I did not know, something that is good to know, because people who demonize potatoes like it's a carb, it's a starch, you should stay away from it. But that is good to know.
Want to learn how to make black salt to shut your enemies all the way down? Salt, ash, pepper, charcoal. Mix it up and shut the noise down.
Okay, she looks scary, but yeah, that is black salt.
Do you know the clairs? And when I say clairs, there are different ways where you discern, or the different ways where you hear from spirit. So clairvoyant, my mom is extremely clairvoyant. Like it'd be crazy how she just be seeing stuff. And then there's claircognizance. They have this just knowing, and they don't know how they know, but they know. And then you have clairaudient, which is one of my extremely potent clairs. So when people speak to me, I'm sensing all the things outside of what they're saying, right? Wow. And then there's clairgustance, which is like if you have Big Mama used to make a pie and you just start tasting that. And then there's clairaliens, which is like I just know from the smell, I'm like something ain't right in here. Then there's clairsentience, like the evolved version of an empath, because you're able to feel through the things, but you know how to observe but not absorb.
Get you a cinnamon stick, some cloves, the cloves inside of the cinnamon stick, and burn it up. Burn it up. Burn it until it's all gone. And that's how you're going to get rid of your prosperity, abundance, and financial blockages.
So I feel like I had this on the channel before, but I recently came across it from another creator on TikTok. And then I saw this when I was like, let's put that back up there. Let's put that back up there.
I do know it's a fine line between a spiritual awakening and a spiritual crisis, right? Spiritual crisis is what a lot of people like to call spiritual psychosis. And I tell y'all, I've been seeing so many videos talking about this as of lately. Let me just say this. I'm not staying on the surface level with this one. I know we about to go deep. If you ain't ready for all that, keep scrolling. A lot of people not losing their mind. They just waking up. Problem is the world around them cannot handle that shit. Somebody starts setting boundaries and pulling back from their family. Stop entertaining drama. They start talking about illusions and energy. Baby, don't let them start talking about ancestors. For sure gonna be labeled with some kind of psychosis, even though I'm trying to figure out what was Jesus. That's the only ancestor we know. Got it. When you start talking about those things, people get real uncomfortable. They don't understand it, so they start labeling it, talking about, she acting strange. Her elevator ain't going all the way to the top. Is that person really breaking down, or are they breaking free? We gotta talk about why we seeing this more now than ever. I know we've entered the age of Aquarius, which is the age of knowing, not believing. Not obeying, but knowing. The sun is shifting and the solar flares activating DNA and RNA. Divine feminine is rising. This is the year of completion. Cycles are closing. Timelines are collapsing. Oh, and the illusions are being exposed. Of course people are waking up. Of course it's intense. A lot of people not crazy. They just breaking the spells that been passed down from generation to generation. Hold up. We gotta really talk about what it looks like when you really truly going through a spiritual crisis. Sometimes that veil lift a little too fast. It's like your soul got dropped into a world you was never prepared for. It's literally when everything start crumbling. Government, religion, family roles. Like all that shit hit you at one time. Now you stuck between worlds. I'm talking physical and spiritual. You not fully in the physical and you not fully in the spiritual. You just really out here floating. Start hearing messages, but you can't decipher which ones are divine.
You can't tell which ones are trauma. You see signs in everything, animals, dreams, numbers, and ain't nothing wrong with that. Y'all know that. When it comes to a point where it's not clarity anymore, it turns into anxiety. I'm talking about excessive anxiety. That's when we know you got another problem on your hands. If you're not grounded, your system is going to start to short circuit. You get to the point where you stop eating, you stop sleeping. I'm talking about excessively, y'all. The point where you stop functioning. That's not really awakening. That's spiritual overload. This is what I like to call being stuck in the in-between. You are not who you were. The problem is you don't know who you're becoming yet. Space is sacred, but it's dangerous if you don't know how to ground. You don't know how to transmute energy. You don't know how to alchemize. Too much light too fast will blind you. You start interpreting everything through fear. You go through that phase where you think you're the only one with truth. Your mind, spirit done told you to isolate, cut everybody off, ascend by yourself. That's not divine clarity though. That's your nervous system begging for grounding. This is why we need both spirit and support. You want to get out in nature, move around. Also listen to your body, learn your rhythm and flow. Learn when you need to rest. Learn when you need to fuel your body. This could be through nourishment or grounding, like I said. When you plant your feet in that ground, when you hug them trees, you get nourishment in a whole nother way. Go sit with source, aka the sun, the true source of life. You feel like you at your breaking point, you need you a spiritual guide. You need to understand when a message is a download and when it's just unprocessed pain in a spiritual outfit. Now, everybody pulling away from their family is in crisis. Some people really just done pretending for real. Done performing, done being spiritually suffocated by people who refuse to grow. But we gotta stop calling people crazy just because they choosing peace over performance. Spiritual psychosis even exists if we wasn't indoctrinated and put under a spell in the first place? Or are we just remembering who we really are? Clarity feels like chaos when the world is built on lies. Most of the time, you're not crazy, you're remembering. Just don't forget to stay grounded while you ride. You gotta learn how to maneuver both worlds. Life is about duality, about balance. If you don't learn how to balance the two, that's when it starts looking like a spiritual crisis. Make sure y'all get in them comments and let me know your thoughts. As always, peace, love, and light, and gratitude for watching.
That's a good question she asked. If we weren't indoctrinated in the first place, would we be called crazy?
So if you a chosen one, right, you might deal with, like, when you in public, you might deal with, like, people staring at you a lot, or you might deal with people like they just want to talk to you for no reason, or like they just want to come up to you and just touch on you for no reason. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's some chosen ones, like, they don't want to be touched. I'm one of them. Like, I don't like being touched. I don't want you to talk to me. I don't even like being stared at. You see what I'm saying? But it's like, when you a chosen one, our energy is so, like, you gotta understand, you one of a kind. You see what I'm saying? Your energy is 1 in a million. So it's like, when you walk into a room, people can sense that it's something different about you. You're not like everybody else. Your energy is not like everybody else's, where you can blend in. Chosen ones can't blend in. I don't give a fuck where you at, who you with. You gonna stand out always, because your energy, you got the most energy. Any room you step into, you gonna always have the most energy in that room. So of course eyes are gonna be drawn to you. Of course people are gonna wanna touch you all the time. Now you could say no, you could tell people not to touch you, but you gotta understand why they wanna do that. Why do they wanna come around you and be in your energy? Why do they love staring at you? Because they have never seen nothing like you. You see what I'm saying? Like I said, you are one of a kind, literally. You need to understand who and what you are. Chosen one. You're the chosen one for a reason. You see what I'm saying? The universe chose you. This is why it's like, everywhere you go, people staring at you. You could try to blend in. I don't care how much you try to blend in and fit in with the crowd. You're always gonna stand out, because you're the chosen one. You're meant for so much more. You see what I'm saying? It's like, your energy is eye catching. People are gonna stare at you. This is why when I'm in public, I know people gonna stare at me. This is why I don't even trip on it no more. I used to get mad. I used to be like, bro, what is they looking at? But then I had to realize, like, damn, detail, you got to understand, you the chosen one. Your energy is that abundant, is that powerful. It's going to grab eyes. Everywhere you go, you're going to grab attention. And the thing is, chosen ones, we don't even give a fuck about attention. I don't even care about attention. But since I don't care about it, it's drawn to me. Like, that's how the universe works. If you don't give a fuck about something, it's going to come to you. Like, if you a person and you give a fuck about money and you're chasing money, you're never going to have money. But if you're a person and you don't really, like, you attract money, you don't really give a fuck about money, it's gonna come to you. That's how it is with anything in life. If you chase something, it's gonna run from you. You see what I'm saying? So with us not giving a fuck about attention, we attention drawers. Like, we get attention everywhere we go, but we don't care about it. We don't even want it. I want to stay as low key as possible, but your energy too powerful. You could never stay low key. Chosen ones can't be low key. You gonna be noticed everywhere you go, and you need to know why. You see what I'm saying? It's because your energy is one of a kind. Like I said, these people ain't never seen nothing like you. This planet has never seen nothing like you. It could never be another you. It could never be another you. Always remember that. So don't get mad when people staring at you. Don't get mad when people trying to talk to you. Now they trying to touch you. You can say no. You don't have to let people touch you. But don't be surprised when people be trying to touch you in public. It probably happens to you all the time. You in the store, right? You minding your business. You came there to get what you gonna get. You on this aisle, and you ever get somebody walk up behind you, you not even in their way though. You not in their way at all, and they come tap you on your shoulder talking about, hey, excuse me. Like, you not in their way, but they still want to touch on you talking about something, excuse me. Like, bro, I see what you doing. You trying to take my energy from me, but it's like they are drawn to you. It's like bugs drawn to a light. You ever seen like at nighttime it be hella bugs around that bright ass light? Like, they are drawn to you. They can't help themselves. Like I said, you one of a kind. I show you.
Ashe. But I need to look into what makes a person a chosen one, and why are you chosen over everybody else? What is considered chosen? That is the question that I have.
When people ask me what's the difference between spirituality and religion, this is how I describe it. Religion is constrained, it's confined. Spirituality is free-flowing. It's just like life. Life is not constricted or constrained. It's free-flowing. You never know what the hell gonna happen. Religion is a set parameter of beliefs and rules. It tells you what to feel, how to feel it, when to feel it. It tells you what to think, how to think, and when to think it. In spirituality, it's up to you. It's completely up to your personal human perception of what you think is going on. Because that's exactly how the mind operates. It operates off of perception and experience. But that's another thing. Religion, it's also a boiled down version of a bunch of esoteric concepts about life. That's why I never say religion is stupid or you shouldn't believe in it. Believe in it. I just want you to understand what it is you're believing in. All religions are a bunch of stories and esoteric concepts combined to give you a specific belief system. That's what every last one of them are. They all got some form of prayer or meditation. They all talk about fasting of the body. They all talk about some type of deity or prophet. They all are the same, but they're different. This is why I'm for both of them, because they both the same, just in their different ways. All religions are the same, but in their different ways. And spirituality teaches you that life is free-flowing. It's about perception and experience.
And I like that explanation. Okay, and you will notice that the music was muted in that one. I'm sure that one was going to be a copyright.
Spiritual awakening is not a flex. It's gonna ruin your life. And the fire of it is gonna burn down everything that is built on an identity that is not the real you. And guess what? Your life is gonna freaking change. It's gonna take away things from you. It's gonna rip you up, tear you open, crack you open, and until everything that is not the real you, everything that is not your true self is burned. The fire of awakening, it's not gonna play with you, and it's gonna ruin your life. It's gonna make you think you're fucking crazy, and people are gonna say you're shitty out of your mind, that you're a psycho. That is the fire of awakening, and that's what it burns everything. Everything that is not of the divine. Everything that is not in alignment to your higher self. And guess what? This shit ruined my own life. It did. I lost everything. Every fucking thing. Before awakening, I was just making 6 figure a month in my coaching business. And then so was like, heck no, that is not aligned. And then spiritual awakening happened. And then everything that was no longer aligned had to collapse. So when you see people using their spiritual gift and you admire them, remember, they've been through the fire. So it's just not a flex. If people tell you what they go through to awaken, if people tell you what they go through to activate their spiritual gift, if people tell you what they go through to fully step into their purpose and their and higher self, you're going to see that this is not a trend. It's not a flex. It's an experience that only those who sign the contract to experience will experience in this lifetime.
4 spiritual practices you probably didn't know about. Number 1, wearing bonnets or head wraps. When wearing head wraps, you are protecting your crown, protecting your antennas. Your antennas is a connection to source. Your hair is how you receive downloads from source. And when you wear head wraps, you close off access to other negative entities sending you negative energies to your brain. Number 2, bathing with candles, Epsom salts, incense, herbs, and rose petals. What this is combining elements. Water is emotion, fire is passion, the smoke is flow, and whatever herb you add in there is earth. So basically, when doing a spiritual bath, you're using and integrating these energies of the elements. Number 3 is making music. Depending on what type of music you're making, you're transmuting energies. And you're also allowing your spirit to speak. This is why music can be looked at as a therapy session. And number 4 is sleeping. Sleeping is also known as fasting. That's why when you wake up and you eat breakfast, you break your fast. Like for part 2.
Bro, you said cognitive dissonance. I want y'all to go, if you watching this, go look that up. I did a song about cognitive dissonance, and I didn't use that vocabulary. I just called it people don't want that real. You know what I mean? I said people don't want that real, they just say that they do. That's now, right. People don't want that real, and I'm one of them too. Yeah. I'm so easily entertained by ratchet activity, violent negative imagery always seem to interest me. I tell myself, no more music glorifying evil, selling drugs, womanizing, killing our people. Then I hear a song with a tight beat and can't deny it. The hook is catchy, so I subconsciously memorize it. Next thing you know, I'm reciting all the lyrics, and my day don't feel complete unless I hear it. Inviting darkness in my spirit, this can't be light. I'm craving what I'm supposed to be fighting, this can't be right. I must be blind to the effects, this can't be sight. Death is in the power of the tongue, and this can't be life. Be careful what you get involved with, because you can't support a cause, but then hate the effects that it causes.
Now, how many coincidences must you see before you realize there aren't any? A coincidence can be interpreted as a human's attempt to classify something that they don't truly understand. You know what? Even when you do the etymology of the word coincidence, it makes no sense, because coincidence means to come together with no purpose or no reason. But then to coincide, which is the root word, means to come together with reason or with purpose. Huh? Told y'all, trickery at its finest. So no, if you ask me, there's no such thing as coincidence. But I'll tell you what there is. There's something called synchronicities. Synchronicities are signs from your higher self, your spirit guides, or what some people like to refer to as God or source. Oddly enough, when you do the etymology on that word though, it does make sense. Because the word synchronicities, syn means together, and chronos means time. So to come together at the same time, aka alignment. So when I came to the realization that I was going to start creating content, I wanted to make sure that I was reaching the right audience with the right message. So I wanted to make sure I was in alignment. And the only way that I knew to do this is to make sure that I give myself signs from my higher self or my spirit guides. You can do this by talking out loud to yourself and just asking, can you give me clarity on what it is I need to see or what it is I need to be doing? Or you can do this while deep in meditation. So I told myself, self, when you making this content, don't you post not one video unless you see angel numbers. And I do that every single time. I think I keep giving y'all these bangers after bangers. Never mind, let me just chill. But I'm not being cocky, I'm being confident. Because I see all y'all comments and I appreciate all the love and support. You can also ask for signs or symbols that will let you know that you're on the right track. So for instance, you could say, if I'm on the right track, Spirit, please show me 555 today. Or something that I've done to help with my grieving process when I lost my brother is ask Spirit to show me a sign from my brother. And I asked Spirit to show me specifically a yellow butterfly. And that is exactly what I saw the next day. So again, I say there's no such thing as coincidences. Just know that you create your own reality, which means your higher self and spirit guides always got your back, and it's always going to be there to guide you and warn you. But like I always tell y'all, it's up to you to pay attention or not. Signs and symbols are for the righteous. If you're looking for any spiritual resources to aid you along your journey, make sure you check out my showcase for book recommendations. Also, if you're interested in booking a consultation with me, be sure to click the link in my bio and click consultation. Peace, love, and light, and gratitude for watching. I love y'all.
How do you incorporate the idea of synchronicity into your spiritual journey?
So, synchronicity is you having the awareness at that moment that you have manifested and created your reality. So if I'm seeing numbers, or I see a bird land on the car, or I hear a song that I was just thinking of, that means I'm actually living in the optimal vibration, the optimal frequency of that future version of me that I'm looking to become. So if I keep seeing angel numbers everywhere, let's just say you keep seeing 1111. That is trying to tell you that the destination or the version of you of where you're trying to go, you are already in alignment with it. You are it. And it's giving you breadcrumbs to say, keep coming this way, keep doing this, keep operating in this frequency. So when we start seeing that our higher self, that which operates from the higher vibration, that has higher awareness, is leaving breadcrumbs for the lower self, it's about us being in alignment with the higher self's vibrational frequency. It's perspective. And then you will see these little breadcrumbs, or what we call synchronicities, being left everywhere for you to find it.
So synchronicities mean that you are in alignment. That is what I'm getting from DG Mindset. And we are heavy on the Yaya's World 777 today.
Imagine trying to do a magic spell against somebody who is the magic. How you gonna go against a real magician? I'm not talking about the ones who dibble and dabble here and there. I'm talking about the ones who embody the energy. Yeah, someone like me who is the magic. Imagine coming for the wrong one and now you feel that backlash creeping up on your ass. Imagine doing an illness spell against someone who's divinely protected. Someone whose body heals from every sickness you can possibly imagine. They don't just survive, they thrive under pressure. Now it got you confused why your spell ain't working. You're not powerful enough, baby. Know your spiritual rank. Let's talk about sacrifices. Imagine trying to take out someone who's literally untouchable. Yeah, their soul is not on the market and they've been chosen for a purpose and you can't interfere with that. No dark work can stop that. So just know every time you light that candle or cast a spell, just know it's like putting water on a fire that can't be put out. Imagine doing a death ritual not knowing that the angel of death personally rides for that person. How you gonna summon death to somebody who's already friends with the Reaper? You're not touch them with that kind of energy. See, there's a big difference in people that practice spells and people that are the spell. People who are the spell move in alignment with the universe, guided by forces you can't even comprehend. Go ahead and try to do your spells and your magic. You gonna fuck around and find out. I'm not saying that I don't get attacked, but just know I take that shit like a G. I bounce back like it never even happened. So just know you gotta be real careful who you step to, because some people come with divine protection. Think you casting them, but see all that energy about to come right back to you. With love. Just because I send it back with love don't mean that the universe not gonna tap your ass. Maybe now some of y'all can understand why your life is in shambles. With the wrong kind of energy, you tried to cast the wrong spell against the wrong person. But like I said, know your spiritual rank. If you out of alignment, your protection already gone. You know you divinely protected, it's gonna feel like cockiness. Don't get it confused with confidence. Make sure y'all let me know your thoughts in the comments. Peace, love, and light, and gratitude for watching.
My thoughts are, do not mess around with things that you know nothing about.
It's not sleep you need, it's energy. Have you ever woken up from 8, 10, 12 hours of sleep and you still tired, you still exhausted? Your energy is depleted. That's the problem. A few days ago, I attended a social event for 3 hours. Literally, it sucked the life right out of me, okay? I legit slept for 24 hours and I was still tired. If you know anything about energy, you know that everything is energy, okay? I'm energy, you're energy, this hair ties energy, thoughts, thinking, emotions is energy. Everything is energy, okay? If you are giving your energy to things that deplete you, it don't matter how much sleep you get, it's not going to recharge your energy. What we should be doing is mastering energy. Let's talk about the mind. Brain does not know the difference between what's reality and what's imagination. But I did 3 mental exercises to restore my energy, and it worked. So for the first exercise, I imagined a version of myself that was fully charged, okay? She was radiating, she was glowing, she was full of energy. We swapped places. So I was able to recharge my energy through embodiment, okay? I became the version of myself that was fully charged. So for the second exercise, I recharged my energy through energetic immersion. I imagined a well, and this well was full of energy. It was glowing, it was sparkling, it was glittery, it was gold, yellow, orange. Jumped in that well and stayed submerged in that energy, and I meditated on that for about 10 minutes until I absorbed all the energy that was in that well. Then through the third and final exercise, I took a shower. Imagine the water coming out the faucet, energy. Okay, this energy just raining down on me. Ooh, baby, that shower felt so good. I imagined my skin absorbing all this energy. Baby, that shower was life. In those 3 exercises, all of that took about 30-35 minutes. Baby, your girl was back. I was back. It felt so good. I felt amazing. I was able to stay up to about 2 in the morning doing schoolwork, was not tired. Got up at 7 this morning, not tired, full of energy. Like, I feel so good. So hear me when I say this. If you are extremely fatigued, if you are exhausted, if you are overwhelmed and you're sleeping and you're waking up and you're still tired, your energy is depleted. You need to check and evaluate where your energy is going. Are you putting your energy towards things that deplete you? Or are you putting your energy towards things that fuel you? Your life will change when you stop asking yourself, why am I so tired? Start asking yourself, where is my energy going and how can I get it back? So start treating your energy like your currency, because it is. Energy is everything. Peace.
So I do feel like my energy is depleted, and I know where my energy is being depleted rather. I just don't right now know what to do about it. Like, as I sit here, I feel like when I woke up this morning, I did not have a full night's rest, and I felt horrible when I got up. But I know where my energy is being depleted. I just need to do something about it. So we have come to the end of this video. If anything in this video spoke to you, please let me know down in the comments. I want to know what resonated with you. And if you are on a spiritual journey and need a space to just breathe, go ahead and subscribe. Also, don't forget to share the video with someone else who may be on a spiritual journey. This channel is for those of us who are awakening and healing and remembering who we are. Until next time, stay guided, stay grounded, and stay rooted.